Hi guys, this is Tim with InflatableOffice, and I'm here to do your next daily tip. Today we're going to talk a little bit about newsletters, and specifically newsletters because of what's going on. So let me share my screen here with you, and we'll get started. So yesterday, Joel went over with you how to set up your SMTP settings in InflatableOffice. Other software, very similar, I'm sure. He had mentioned that you shouldn't use the SMTP settings, like your custom server for newsletters. Or he mentioned at least that certain instances you might not want to. So I think you're always going to get better delivery if you use this. However, if you're not using your own company newsletter tool, if you don't have your own domain and using your own email, he's right. You are going to run into some problems. So there's a few things that you need to know about limits for things like Gmail, AOL, Yahoo, whatever, if you're using those. So Gmail, I looked it up, and you have to double check with your with Gmail, but it looks like they have 100 max per day is what it looks like. So you can only send 100 emails per day. It looks like that Yahoo has 100 emails per hour. And if you're using AOL, it looks like it's 100 recipients per message. We send them all in their own individual messages when we send it through our software. So it says 500 recipients per connection. So it looks like it's a little more generous. But I'm going to show you, so in the example of Yahoo with 100 emails per hour, what you would do in the newsletter tool to set that up so that we don't make a mistake and do that wrong. So I'm just going to come into here, and you can see this is, so that's one of our, we have set up in our demo account. Here's if you're adding a new one, this is what you do. You'd come in here, you'd set it to newsletter. We have this send rate box, and that's the box that's going to help you out there. So this is a per hour send rate. Okay, so if we know that Yahoo has a limit of 100 per hour, we don't want to put 100 in there because you're probably going to be sending some other emails manually. So you might maybe put like 85 in there. Give yourself a little cushion, and what that'll do is it'll tell us that only send 85 until the next hour, and then send more. If you hit these limits, they will stop your ability to send email for a day usually, and that's what they do. So you don't want to hit these limits on a newsletter and then not be able to send from those places, from those accounts. Best thing would probably be to get an account that you don't have these limits on. But I just wanted to show you that. Same thing with Gmail. Now theirs is even more restrictive because you have to do 100 max within a 24-hour, if I'm reading that right. So you would do 100 divided by 24, so that's much smaller. I must not have the right number on that. Maybe they have maybe they're just really strict. I'm not sure. So, but if it were 100 max per day, then you divide 100 by 24, which you're going to get like something like 4 per hour, which seems really limiting. So I'm guessing I'm wrong on that number, but that's how you would do it if they're giving you a daily limit. Just divide by 24 hours, and that gives you your send rate. So one of the things that you might want to put in your email, so there's a couple things that you could put in your email here, and everybody right now is doing these emails from about the coronavirus stuff, and it's getting noisy in my inbox. I'm not sure if you're seeing the same thing or not, but I think it's getting really noisy. So I think what you have to do if you're going to send an email, let me stop my screen share here so I can look at you. If you're going to send an email about this, you need to do something that differentiates you. So make your subject interesting. If you put coronavirus and cancellation policy and different stuff like that in, it's probably going to get lost in the noise because everybody's sending stuff like that right now. So make it something unique that they're going to want to actually look at. That's the first step, because if they don't like the subject, they're not going to look at the email. And in the email, what you want to do is everything that you really want to grab their attention with, you put at the top, and you keep it brief, and you keep it interesting, and you entice them to read further into the newsletter. Okay, that's the whole idea. Some of the things that you could be sending out, a good thing right now, I think, especially in the event industry, is to say, hey guys, it's been like a week since we've had total shutdown in America. It hasn't been very long. Things are still really new. Information is still coming in, and you don't know how long this is really going to last. It could go away almost as quickly as it came up. So I think putting out a warning like that just to try to calm people down, because if you have events booked 6, 7, 8, 12 months from now, you really don't want those people calling in to make adjustments and cancellations and stuff like that. You want to put their mind at ease and let them know that you're monitoring it, and they have time and they don't need to make a rash decision. So you may even want to offer something special, like saying, hey, we're going to forego our normal cancellation policy. Maybe previously you had to cancel a month in advance. Maybe you're going to say, you know what, you don't have to cancel a month in advance now. We're going to let you cancel all the way down to a week in advance or 2 days or whatever. You may want to do something like that just to kind of keep them from canceling before we actually get to that time and realize that it would have been fine for them to continue doing their event. So that's what we want to do. I think just to kind of keep as many events on the books as possible, because like I said, you can't do anything about the events that were supposed to occur now. It's the stuff in the future that we want to really try to protect. So again, this is Tim with Inflatable Office and Event Office, and I hope this daily tip helps. Get your newsletters ready, get them out there, and make sure you don't lose any more business. Thanks, guys.